So it's a Tier 5 game on Straits, and I am in the American Tier 5 cruiser, the Omaha, which is arguably one of the best rounded ships in the entire game. It can do everything pretty well. Though being an American ship, it is generally all about you putting the guns into play, but it's got good speed, it's got good maneuverability, it's got good firepower, and although they're kind of short range with only about 5.5 kilometer, it packs 2 banks of torpedoes on each side, total of 8 torpedoes to a side, for the possibility of putting 16 torpedoes in the water in short order. In simple purpose, this is a very big, a very nasty cruiser that is overshadowed, I feel, by its big brother, the Cleveland. The Cleveland doesn't have any torpedoes, of course. It is a gigantic, flat-out gunship that will generally outshoot anything at its own tier and pretty much everything below it. Except for battleships, of course. You're in a cruiser, you don't really want to mess with a battleship. So when I see that I'm getting detected right here, you'll see I wait a couple seconds and then I start zigzagging. Just trying myself a little more difficult target to hit here. I'm not quite in the range of anything yet, but there we go. Start putting some shells into this enemy. First I think it's an Omaha. That's actually a Murmansk, which admittedly is just an Omaha that's been given to the Russians. And you can see I'm taking some return fire. We're just going to get the zigzagging and keep trying to range in on this Murmansk. Murmansks are actually really, really dangerous. It's like what some people would be... Let's take an Omaha and try to make it slightly better. Oh, that's a Murmansk. Great. But he doesn't really want to stick around and fight because he's being spotted. My own battleships, knowing how dangerous Murmansks are taking him under fire. He's gotten out of my range, so we will throw a load of armor piercing at this battleship, which I'm not expecting to do anything. Reload with high explosive, and start showering the battleship with high explosive rounds. It's right about now things will start getting really interesting. Yeah, you can see my shells are going out. It's being really annoying, and I'm setting them on fire, and everything's going great, and I'm zigzagging like a fiend. Yeah, someone's shooting at me. It's this guy, and he just hit me pretty hard. That was a Citadel hit. Despite my zigzagging, he still managed to score a good hit. So with this guy being a pest, I switched my fire to him just to try and wreck his aim, do some damage. There's also, briefly blinking in out here, there's a destroyer somewhere straight ahead of me. Well, that's very important. I need to kill destroyers. That's what my job is. But this battleship is trying to do his job. He's trying to sink some cruisers. I've turned on my anti-torpedo consumable. It's a good thing, because there goes the first wave of torpedoes from that particular destroyer. Frantically continue putting shells in on the battleship. I really need to get to that island for cover. There's also a destroyer there that really needs to be sunk, so it's sort of a potential win-win situation if I can get there. Sink the destroyer, hide from the battleship. I'm also keeping the battleship from capping that base, which is kind of important. And oh, there's the destroyer. Just ignore the battleship now, except for, you know, zigzagging like crazy. Oh, look, my little hydrophones have picked up yet more torpedoes. I frantically crank on the rudder to avoid them. Oh, the battleship hit me again. Oh, that's just, I'm almost out of health. I only got 2,000 health left. Another good hit's going to sink me. Got to put this destroyer down fast while continuing to speed in towards the island right here. Okay, got the destroyer. Good, good. Good boy, battleship. Start putting more shells onto him. Turning into the island. Comes to the island, and hey, he's within 5 kilometers. Here, have some presents. Go away. We don't want any. Go away. Take your big armor-piercing throwing shells somewhere else. Okay. We escaped the battleship. Hey, maybe one or two of those even hit him. And now I'm stopping because I really don't want to shoot out the other side of the island and get sunk that way. It looks like he's turning away. Maybe one of them will get him. Be nice. Oh, shoot. It's that Murmansk. I have 2,000 hit points. Okay, well, we're gonna die. Let's try and do it. Shooting back. Oh, hey, one of the torpedoes hit the battleship. And reset the base again. Silly battleship. So, quit some shells on the Murmansk here. He's noticed me, and he is there like, oh, look, there's a low-health target shooting at me. Maybe I should put it out of its misery first. Unfortunately, my shooting's on target, and so far his has not been. I am doing a weird thing. I'm literally backing into this island, try and hide my ship because I only have 2,000 hit points left, and pretty much anyone can sneeze at me hard and kill me. Alright, safely buried the stern into the mud. Now looking at that battleship again. It looks like he's coming around. Is he really going to come around the island? At first I'm thinking I'll just run away and kite it. Then I'm like, oh, there's still that Murmansk out there. There's another battleship. I really can't go out there. It looks like he's thinking about just coming straight in like a badass. Doesn't he realize this ship has torpedoes? Now there's a weird little replay glitch right here. It's still locked onto the Murmansk, but I've actually locked onto, in the game, that battleship. It's a Wyoming. Should be coming into sight shortly. It looks all lined up. No, that's looking at the wrong target. I'm sitting here very patient. You can see him there, coming right around. I'm going to put the ship into reverse because I want to minimize the amount of time exposed to his guns. And right when the target indicator says that I should, I start putting torpedoes in the water. And pray. He just tried to hit me. Fortunately, hit the rock. First four torpedoes, couple get by, and sink them, and then the rest get by, and that's the end of that particular Wyoming. Silly Wyoming. Coming after a torpedo-armed ship that's just sitting there waiting for him. Alright, let's just get this ship going, and that's a full health Myogi. Oh shit. Alright, well, once again, just like with the Murmansk, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down swinging. So, full throttle, turn straight towards him. Now, my port side torpedoes are currently expended. I still have my starboard side torpedoes. I'm closing in, and I'm really going to hope that somehow, through some bloody miracle, I can close to within torpedo range, get the salvo off, and then maybe sink him even as he sinks me. Alright, so on fire, so hey, if maybe I don't kill him immediately, maybe he'll flood to death. Keep hitting him with shells, keep zigzagging like a beast, try and be a difficult target. Alright, we're actually close to less than torpedo range. Gonna just turn it and pray. Swish. Swish. Now I'm gonna just turn my whole side to a battleship. There's no way he's not gonna kill me now. Oh, but amazingly the first shell is it just bounces off. Don't ask me how. Because he's throwing high explosives, that's how. Oh, he got me. That's okay, because I got him too. That was nicely entertaining. Silly battleships charging allowing torpedo-armed ships to charge them. Or just running around corners where there's torpedo-armed cruisers waiting to send them to J.B. Jones's locker. So Omaha sinks proudly to the bottom, certain that she has done her duty for this particular match. And you can see up there, I got 3 epic medals. I got 9 torpedo hits, 3 sinkings. Oh, it was a lovely little bit of a match. Let's take a look at the post-game stats of this one. So here we see the results of the battle you just watched, and I really hope you found it as amusing as I did to watch those 2 battleships just kind of sail directly into inevitable doom, the teeth of an Omaha. But yeah, exciting is definitely a good word for that one. Was there any point in that game where I was not either under fire or preparing, imminent doom? There was, it was just kind of crazy. Still, I feel like I ended up coming off quite well, and it appears that the game agrees. If we take a look at the team stat screen, we will see, yeah, top of the team, hooray, by a pretty good margin as well, 1550, 5 base experience, and 3 kills for my Omaha. I have had better scores, but it's pretty rare, in my opinion, that you get a match quite this good. Or at least it's rare that I get a match quite this good. So, other team, I think that's the Murmansk I was shooting at. Jackpot Me was one of my targets. I will find out on the next room when we get there. I think Rafa and his Myogi there was my final victim, and Ander Zenz was the first one. Man, he had it in for me, didn't he? Very, very, very silly battleship driver. Though I must admit, battleships are there to kill cruisers, and he did score, I think, 2 citadel penetrations. They hurt, but he apparently didn't realize that Omaha's come equipped with a very large spread of torpedoes, and therefore he came charging around that corner to the great detriment of his continued career in that particular game. Let's take a look at the next screen. Yeah, this looks about right. Oh, okay, I got my battleships reversed. Greyhawk was the one who really had in for me. Anders was actually the one I was shooting at initially while Greyhawk was shooting me up. Can't believe I managed to get 36 hits on that Myogi, but then again, I was closing in very quickly and getting to very close quarters, so maybe it was more hits than I like. Not that I usually like to get that close to a battleship in Omaha if I could all help it, but, you know, if you do, may as well try and make the most of it. Send the guys to the bottom, and send the bottom we did. 18 torpedoes fired for 9 hits. That's a pretty good hit ratio. 63,000 torpedo damage, easily dwarfing the 22,000 HE damage and almost 11,000 fire damage, plus a tiny bit of flooding, but they don't have much chance to flood when your torpedoes just sort of rip all their health out in one go. Oh, plus that poor Minikaze. I mean, did all the right things, but was trying to be sneaky. But I knew he was there. I had the correct consumable, and I just closed right in and blew him apart. So let's take a look at the personal, the XP and credit earnings here. So not much to say on this particular screen. Just take a look, check it out. Made about, what is that? That's 232,000 credits before expenses. Came out with a nice profit of 215. Also made 233 experience for the commander, you'd think, because this is a fully leaded ship, but there's a special event going on right now. And when I got back to the garage, it showed that I had actually gotten 10 times this experience towards my commander for his next skill. So I actually made 23,330 crew experience, which helped put him up a long way towards his next skill point, let me tell you. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed watching that game, that match. Good game, and good night.